Thank you guys for watching the Animal One Guy YouTube videos. If you like this video, please leave a like and even comment below. And if you like all my content, please hit the subscribe button. And why not click the bell icon for notifications too? That way you can see all my videos. Give me the ball. Hey guys, how have you all been doing? Well, let's get right into today's video. We are going to be feeding Nagini, my ball python female, and Sweet Tooth, the Argentine black and white Tegu. But just like the title says, we are going to be feeding them larger mice than they've ever had. And everyone knows, if you are a reptile owner, sometimes it can get worrisome when you got to start feeding larger prey. Because you look at these guys and they're like, man, they're not big, and where does this mouse go? Where does this rat go when they eat it? And what happens to it? Like with Ripto, my frill dragon, when I feed him a pinky mouse or a fuzzy, when you hold the thing next to it, it's the size of his whole torso. Yet somehow he sucks that down and it goes into his stomach. So, you know, you just start to worry about these things. It just gets scary. But with any growing reptile, in terms of weight, when they're growing, you should feed them about 20% of their body weight in the prey weight. And then once they're an adult, that's per week. When they're an adult, you feed them, you cut that back just a little bit because they're not growing anymore, to about 15%. So it's nice because if you get a scale, you can weigh out your reptiles once a month and then adjust their weekly feedings for that month. That's why I tell people you should be weighing every month. And I can't wait for Sweet Tooth's new enclosure. This should be his last week in this enclosure, and next week I should be able to be done building his new enclosure, which, because of the whole coronavirus, things got delayed. Shipping materials, I want to get him a nice hide box and good amount of substrate to dig through, so he's had to do this. So I'm going to feed him a small mouse. He had been getting fuzzy mice, and we're going to go to a small mouse now, which is something he should be able to take down. Now this is his first time even seeing something this size, so let's see the reactions. Okay. And then let's capture this eating. Now, oh, crunching the skull. Good. Let's get into the hind legs. There it goes. Okay, he's getting a little bit of trouble with the butt. It's going down. It's just much slower. And then this thing's got a long tail, so he's going to have to get that tail down. Come on. Take that tail down. You see him move his whole body like that. He's forcing it deeper and deeper into the stomach. And that's it. It's a little bit of that tail. You see it just on the left side. I don't want to make too many movements because I don't want him to freak out. But that tail is, hopefully he realizes that tail is still going out of his throat here. So the whole mouse is down in the stomach now, but he's got a little bit of that tail just sticking out like a cigar on the side of his mouth, and I can't tell if he chomped that off. Yeah, it looks like he did, but he's done it. He's done it. And in a little while he'll go and he'll drink some water, and everything will get sucked down. The tail that was on the side of his mouth was down, and he's done it. You know, you worry as a reptile owner You compare the size to the size that the mouth can open. You compare the weight. But man, it doesn't get any less scary. And worst case scenario, normally they will just throw up and regurgitate it, but you don't really want them to do that. It's not necessarily bad if they do it, especially if they don't do it often. But this was scary for me for him, just because of the way they eat. Nagini's going to eat a larger one, but you know, with snakes, the way they expand and the way that they just keep with their whole neck and everything being a muscle, and then using their teeth to slowly bring everything back in. Ugh. All right, let's go. And now with the snake, it's about the same thing. And again, you guys, you look for a prey that's about the same width as the thickest part of the snake's body. That way you know that it can fit in there without too much stretching. And you measure the weight, and then you just go for it. The nice thing with the snake is normally when they eat, they'll figure out as it's going down, oh, this is too big, can't do it, and they will just stop. There's Nagini, she's very hungry. Ooh, strike, missed it. Come on. Want to get it down here, but I've got some prey on my hand. There it is. Okay, excellent. Okay guys, I did a time lapse for a little bit up until when she really started eating it here, and then I thought I'd go in real time. But you saw the way she held it upside down, and not having a prey this big before, she pounced at it, but then she just coiled it, and she didn't bite it right away, right? She smelled around it. She was looking for, because this is something so big she's never dealt with it, she was looking for the best spot to go and actually suck this thing down. And thankfully she figured out, you know, where the head was, because that's really the only tangled up part that she's got to look for. She figured out where the head was, and she just said, all right, this is where we're going to do it. And then she goes, and this is the aftermath. But let me tell you, again, it's just scary, because, you know, you're taking something down and you see that their neck is all huge and their mouth is huge and they're sucking this in, and you just worry. And sometimes with snakes it's a little bit easier than lizards, you know, like I said. But this thing is, I mean, look at how wide her neck is there. It's all right there for right now. Fascinating. But yeah, it gets, you know, if you're a snake owner, you know, it gets it can get scary when you've got a 9-month-old, or what is she now, about 10-month-old ball python, and she's starting to put on weight, and you got to start feeding her some bigger prey. And if you're not used to that, hopefully this video that I made today will, you know, calm down some nerves and help you guys realize if you've got a monitor lizard. Look at that shot. She's just taking that thing right down, finishing it off. Hopefully if you've got a monitor lizard or a snake that's starting smaller, as you know, it's really important to take their weight. Now, look at this. Look how thin her neck is here, and look right there where that big mouth is getting moved down. And because she's all curled up on this log here, because she's, although she's a ball python, she rarely balls up, guys. She curls up, she climbs to the top of this log, but there it goes. Gonna get sucked down into her stomach. But if you let's say she was smaller, maybe a corn snake, or I didn't feel confident that she was going to be able to suck this size mouse down, I would feed her two of a slightly smaller mouse, right, or a slightly smaller rat. It just depends. She's at the point of where Large mice are probably good, and then when she gets a little bit larger, she could go to a medium-sized rat probably. Hi? You're saying hi to the camera? Now she's saying hi to the camera. That's great. All right, she sucked that whole thing down. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. So these two guys getting sucked down, and she's just going to go digest now, which is good. And I can go and not have to worry that I upgraded this. Every time as a reptile owner, when you upgrade the size of a prey, you just, you worry the first time they're eating because you want to make sure they take it down without a problem. Okay, everybody, take care.